Hello, welcome to the first episode of Print on Demand Council. How's everyone doing in the chat? How many viewers do we even have? I don't even know. But yeah, Print on Demand Council, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about print on demand, different questions, and then we'll answer your questions as well. So why don't we start with some introductions? We'll go through everyone, just let us know where you're from, what you're doing, where you're selling, etc. So we'll start with you, Adam.
Okay, great. Hey guys, my name's Adam, and I am here in Florida. I'm from Florida, so that's where I live. It's about, I don't know, it's probably already almost 90 degrees out here, and it's 10 a.m., so it's plenty warm. I'm a print-on-demand seller and an online entrepreneur. I've been doing print-on-demand since 2018. That's when I started with Merch by Amazon, and I also do a couple other side hustles, but print-on-demand is definitely my main side hustle, and still learning a lot and happy to be here. Happy to chat with you guys.
What's some of your other side hustles?
So the next one will probably be the Amazon Influencer Program, which I know we've talked about, Philip, on your channel and Juna on your channel a little, but Amazon Influencer Program would be my second biggest side hustle. And then my third would probably be some of my old blogs, some of my websites that I have, where I have like some advertising and things like that, affiliate marketing. That would probably be my third biggest. But Amazon merch and Amazon influencer are my two main ones.
Okay, cool. And you, Juna? I'm guessing most people already know you, but in case someone watching doesn't.
Yeah, I'm sure there's lots of people who don't know me. I'm Juna. I'm from Salt Lake City, USA. Or Utah, USA. I'm in Utah. I'm on the other side of the country from Florida. Originally from Hawaii, where I get this accent from. Do print on demand, YouTube, affiliate sales. I also have a 9-to-5 job that I'm doing as a UX designer. So yeah, very busy.
That's like your side hustle, right? Your 9-to-5.
My 9-to-5 is my side hustle now. Yeah.
All right, cool. And what about you, Mike?
Yeah, so hello everyone. My name is Mike. I'm also a print-on-demand seller. I'm born and raised in Mill Valley, California, but actually I've been living in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico for the past 19 years.
Wow.
I moved down here in 2005, worked some jobs, and in 2017 I started selling ebooks online. That's how I got into the online space. I was in a mastermind group, and some of the guys in there were selling Merch by Amazon design, so that's how I got into it. And I mainly do Merch by Amazon, Etsy, and also audiobooks, which is another really good side hustle for me.
Okay, interesting. Right. Cool.
Nice. That's very cool.
All right. So I'm going to explain the format of this a little bit.
Wait, what about you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Philip. Don't try to get out of it.
Do as well. So I'm Philip. I live near York in the UK. Nice. And I sell print on demand, have been doing so since 2018. And mainly on Amazon Merch, Etsy, but about 10 other platforms as well. And also do YouTube, affiliate marketing and such. And yeah, the structure of this is going to be that first of all, we'll just talk about some general topics, print on demand between us. I've got a few questions prepared. Then it's your time to ask questions in the chat. So anyone can ask whatever they want, and then we'll highlight some of the best questions and give you a response. Then we're going to share some niche ideas later on as well. And we're going to do some personal questions too, because I think, like most of us, we always do the tutorials and you don't really get to know much about our personal side. So I thought the live stream would be a fun format for that.
Very cool.
First of all, though, where's everyone from in the chat, in the comments? Let us know. Cyprus,
yeah.
Uruguay.
Yeah,
you're there.
Cool.
We've got Texas,
right? Is there more people?
Greetings from Paris.
Wow. International.
Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah. Maryland, Baltimore. I see someone there.
Few other things to mention as well. If there's a lot of people watching, we probably won't be able to answer all the questions, unfortunately. But we'll try our best to answer the best ones. Also, If anyone does donate money, we'll split it between us. You don't have to donate anything, but I know that's like a part of live streams, I guess. So donations will be split unless it's like $1. I think we probably won't bother. But and if any printed amount YouTubers are watching that want to join in as well, like at a different point in the next live stream, then let us know. Because we'll probably, if this does well, I want to do it every few weeks. It won't be an exact schedule because we all have our schedules and like different. We're free at different times, so it's a bit hard to manage. So it might be on a Friday at one point, maybe on a Sunday, and there might be other people on, depending on who's free that week.
Cool.
But yeah, nice to see where everyone's from.
Yeah,
definitely a big mixture of countries.
Morocco, nice.
Morocco,
Iowa.
Okay.
Wow. Very
and
This is cool.
This is really cool.
And a quick announcement as well. I'm doing a meetup in York on the 22nd of June, and anyone's welcome to come to that. So if you want further details on that, then either email me on philip@philipannas.com, or you can send me a message on Discord. So it'll be a meetup between print and demand sellers. But it doesn't matter if you've just started or if you've been doing it for many years. So yeah, any of you coming? I know it's right around.
I would love to. I didn't have that 9 to 5.
Wish.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame we can't do it in America. Well, maybe one day we should do a meetup in America. Anyway, let's start then.
Okay.
With the initial topics of discussions. We've got some banners here. So the first one's going to be, have you learned anything new recently which really helped you out? Related to anything, whether it's designs, niche research, advertising, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Who wants to start?
I can start, sure.
Go for it, Gina.
All right. So a few things. So having a topic every day. I'm doing this design with Detour. It was a lot for like I don't know if you guys seen it, but it's a topic every day that I'm doing. It's kind of started with the Inktober, and then I did like a Shirttober thing, and people loved it, and so I'm like, I wonder if I could do this every day for the whole year. So I did it for myself, and it keeps me creative. It keeps me on track. It's definitely fun, and it's nice to have something to work towards. So I don't necessarily say everybody has to do one every single day, but for me, it really helps to have focus on what am I going to do today. Next thing that I learned was AI is getting better, but it's still not perfect. So it's incrementally getting better. Anyway.
Where would you say it's still not perfect? Like, what are you missing?
Well, it doesn't do everything. Like one of my prompts I did was egg roll, and it didn't really understand egg roll. I put like an egg on top of a thing, like it doesn't understand.
That sounds like a good T-shirt idea. An egg sitting on top of a roll.
Yeah. It is an egg roll. It did it right, but it's not what I wanted. So I have to kind of massage it a little bit, and it gets wonky sometimes when I ask for kawaii stuff. I put eyes in the wrong places, and like sometimes the styles were so not perfect. You still have to, work at it. But it's getting better.
I still see people complaining about the text as well.
Text too. Text is getting better, but yeah, it doesn't do text all the time, right? Like every once in a while, it adds a letter or takes away a letter or something. Yeah,
it's interesting to see. You can kind of tell if someone is new to AI.
Yeah,
and they're like complaining about the text when we know how bad it was like a year ago.
Really bad. Yeah, it didn't do it at all. It just did like scribbles or whatever. Two more. Uploading daily sales. Uploading daily really helped with sales. I think we all know this, but if we, I noticed it more because of doing the design with Detour. I've been uploading a lot more, and the sales have gone up, I think, as a result, especially on other platforms like Redbubble and TeePublic and things. It really helped. And last thing, YouTube ads work kind of. So I did get a lot of followers with my YouTube ad. I tried one with in March, and my subscriber count went up. But I don't know if it's a result of it or not, but I had a huge drop in revenue after too. So I'm gonna have to test it again. Maybe it was just a coincidence. I don't know if it was because of the ads or just timing. So I'll try it again and see what happens. Yeah.
Interesting. Never considered that. All right. Adam, have you learned anything recently which has really helped you out?
Well, I mean, I'll kind of echo what Juna just said about the uploads, just like the velocity of like trying to stay consistent with uploading and creating designs. Because when I started this year, 2024, that was like a big focus of mine, was to try and fill my slots. And I mean, out of everything I've tried over the years, that's really still the thing that moves the needle. It's like you have to just continue to kind of feed the machine and keep uploading. So I definitely think that is still a really important component, and finding whatever little trick you can to stay consistent is important, whether that's like, an upload day, or maybe at the end of the day, you always upload or something like that. The other thing that I've noticed here recently in the past maybe year or so, and it's just because of me starting to kind of dive into some of these other tools, but like some of the templates that are available out there now are like very impressive. Like these merch templates, like we've talked about, I've been recently playing with Kittl a little bit, and like some of the templates on there, like they're amazing. They're like professional level templates. So years ago when I started, like I don't remember there being that kind of level of templates and stuff, but now you really don't need a ton of experience. And like I don't, I'm not a very good designer, but with these templates and especially like the drag and drop features and things like that are a little bit easier for beginners, those have helped me now, have been able to help me create some designs on my own, because I primarily outsource. So that's one thing that's been able to help me create designs, which is then helping me have more to upload.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Juno, you were nodding a lot there. Can you attest to that? Like,
yeah.
You've been doing it for a long time.
Kittl's probably in my opinion, the best templates out there on the internet right now.
But I mean, like, if you think about 10 years ago.
Oh, there was nothing. There was no templates. There were like Creative Fabrica templates that people that don't know how to design T-shirts put up there. It just says the words and whatever, and that was it. So yeah. Unless you wanted to pay, like there was always these bundles that you like pay $2,000 and get 100 designs, and you're like, I don't know, I thought that seems fishy, and but Kittl's the real deal. So
yeah.
Okay. What about you, Mike?
Well, one thing that I've learned that's new this year is using a feature from Ideogram. I was talking to Philip about this before we started going live. Is you can just upload a screenshot of other bestsellers or other trending designs, and they'll make you a really good prompt, a really good design that you can use. So that's one thing that's new for me. And also kind of what, Adam and Juna were saying, just having like a structure and goals. I really got focused in on having goals this year and having like a habit tracker. And so, when I have that structure, I just really know what needs to get done. So I wake up early, I do like 20 to 30 uploads a day. And ever since I've been doing that, I had my best month last month in May. I almost did $3,000, and 12 months before last year, I did only $400. So really like treating it like a business, really being focused, really being dedicated, having discipline and taking it seriously has really I've seen my sales skyrocket.
It's amazing.
Yeah, consistency pays off. I'm guessing as well when you started. Did you start in January with this like strict schedule, or?
Yeah, January 1st. Started.
Was it? Did you see results instantly, or is it like, was it a bit delayed from your tight schedule? I mean,
it was pretty instantly, pretty quickly. Yeah.
Wow.
That's amazing. But yeah, that's cool. And anything that I've learned recently, which has helped me out, the most recent thing is actually from my Discord server. Me and Adam were just talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
There's, in case you didn't know, I've got a free Discord community server, and there's a few very high, like top tier sellers in there on merch. One of them is sharing his strategy, his advertising strategy. That is, he's getting like 350 sales per day, by the way.
Oh wow!
And he's been sharing this strategy for a while now, and it takes a while to wrap your head around it. But I think I finally figured it out. And I've been testing his strategy for a few weeks, and yeah, I've seen a very big increase in sales. I've never seen so much growth all of a sudden with like new products and stuff like that. So I'm going to make a video about that probably at one point. It's called the Tamaz method, by the way, because he's called Tamaz.
Oh.
So anyone who wants to read up about it before the video, it's in the server in the Amazon Ads channel. But to briefly summarize what the idea is, what he does is he goes into very broad competitive niches, and he targets the broadest keyword with the most search volume. So it could be something like hiking, and he makes a funny hiking design, but not just one design. He makes loads of them, and he tests all of these designs to figure out which one converts the best with the ads. And once he's found a design that converts very well on a very broad term like hiking, then he pushes it a lot with ads. So it's going broad instead of going niche down. But you do need some testing, some ad budget to find sort of a bestseller for a broad niche.
So manual? Are you doing manual, not automatic? Nice.
Manual campaigns, which I've never really done.
Yeah, me too.
But now that I'm testing it with his method, yeah, it seems to be working quite well.
Sounds
At
good.
least for some of the campaigns. I've tested probably like 20 now. Some of them are starting to work. Yeah, 350 sales per day.
That's an exciting thing that that you guys have been talking about there, Philip.
Yeah, it's more and more people are joining in. We've also created some PDF downloadable files, like they're pinned in the server. And I'm going to make a video about it soon, try and share the method. I want to get him on on a podcast, but he doesn't want to, so that's a bit of a shame. But yeah, cool. So that's the first topic we were going to talk about. Next up, favorite AI tool at the moment, because there are so many. mine is probably Ideogram, or that's the one I use the most at the moment. But I also really like Kittle because they have those preset styles, and it's just really easy to use. Both Ideogram and Kittle AI are really intuitive, I think, and get good results for POD. What about you, Juno?
Oh, I use currently I'm using ChatGPT with the GPT Sticker Whiz.
Yeah.
I've been using
you love that one, don't you?
I love that one. I don't know why. It just has a good style that I like, the cartoony style. And it doesn't just do cartoons. If you say do it in a more realistic style, it does it too. But I like it because it knocks out the background. It doesn't knock it out, but it puts a white background around it, so it's easier to knock out. And so it kind of knows the shape. I really like what you said, the Kiddo AI, but the mascot one, that one's really cool because I don't think it's kind of hard to type that in and get a good result in other places. And I forgot about that ideogram thing that was mentioned earlier. That
Describe.
The describe. That's so cool. I've used that a couple times too, but I'm mostly using ChatGPT with DALL-E 3.
Mm-hmm. Kittle is using DALL-E 3 as well. But nice. the preset styles, they're a big bonus because how would you do the mascot, right? And with ChatGPT, it would be quite difficult to always get that same style. But yeah, what about you, Mike? What's your favorite?
Yeah, by far, it's definitely Ideogram. Like I said, I've been using that describe feature. I've been actually getting pretty good with the prompts, kind of like Juno was saying. I like that cartoon illustration style. They have a really good style, and people seem to be liking the designs of the prompts that I've been sharing with people. So definitely Ideogram by far. I don't really mess with any other ones like Midjourney or Kittle. I should probably learn Kittle, but I heard you guys were saying it's a pretty good one. But by far, definitely Ideogram or Ideogram, however it's pronounced.
Yeah. One side note there as well. Someone asked me recently when I'm going to make Midjourney videos again, and it's very difficult to keep up with all of the different AI tools because they constantly update, get new features. And I don't use all of them all the time. So it's difficult to make content for every tool to keep up with people who want to see the updates. There will be dedicated channels to Midjourney or to those AI tools, I guess, who are probably better to serve you with that type of content. I wish I could make the videos do well. I wish I could make an AI video every day, but it's just not possible. Yeah. What about you, Adam?
For me, it would be Kittle because that's the only one I've really used. I've
You're
been
new to it, aren't you? Yeah.
Yeah, I've been so behind on the AI thing. I watch all y'all's videos about it, and I just haven't really dove into it. I have played with the ChatGPT, and I know there's other widgets or GPTs you can pull in that help you create stuff. And I've played with a couple of those, but compared to the Kindle one, like you guys, like we were saying, it's pretty easy. You can kind of select, do you want cartoon style? Do you want mascot style? Do you want black and white? It's drag and drop, so that one's been great. And actually I've just in the past couple of weeks put up my first like official AI designs that I made here recently. So it'll be interesting to see how those do over the next couple months.
That's cool, man.
I was going to say you do use ChatGPT, don't you? Like I
use ChatGPT. That's true. I guess not necessarily for illustrative purposes, but I use ChatGPT a lot for coming up with ideas, right? Coming up with, I even use it sometimes if I get stuck on descriptions, or I'll use it to help me create scalable. Like if I'm working on like a large scalable batch of designs that are say birthdays from ages 1 to 100, I'll use ChatGPT to create like a TXT file of like whatever phrase or sentence I'm using, and then scale it out so I can, have all of those, in a file format. So I definitely use ChatGPT for stuff like that a lot.
Yeah, me too. For scalable niches, that is cool. Let's move on to a third topic then, which is what are your top 3 strongest platforms? Let's start with Mike.
Well, now it's merch by Amazon. So last month I did like $2,800, which was, like I said, a record for me, which was pretty cool. And then it's Etsy. I used to do really good on Etsy. Now I'm doing about $1,000 in profit, or maybe like $3,000 in revenue. So really like Etsy. On my shop, I do a combination of both print on demand and digital downloads, like wall art, PNG files, hats, hoodies, T-shirts. Obviously, stickers is really good on Etsy. I've been able to kind of figure out the algorithm there. Then, like I mentioned, audiobooks. So I get like a ghostwriter. They'll write me a story. There's so many niches. I started off with like romance, even like some erotica. Now I'm doing like short horror stories, but you can do nonfiction like cooking books, gardening books, even meditation. That's another really good one. And it's like set and forget. I just basically just optimize it with some good SEO. And then it's up on, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon. And I did like 14
that's really cool
the other month, so that's pretty cool.
Wow.
For the people watching that don't know what ghostwriting is, it just explains that. Can you just explain that? Because I'm guessing you don't write any of the books yourself, right? You don't sit down and write a cooking book. Yeah.
No. So and that's another thing that's really cool about the audiobooks is, everything can be outsourced. So I hire basically a writer, or what's called a ghostwriter, and I pay like $100 for a 10,000 word book. And then they will basically send it back to me. Then I'll send it to an editor to get it proofread so that there's no like spelling mistakes. I make my own covers now because I have a little, graphic design experience, but you can get that outsourced as well. And then basically you just put it all together onto Amazon, upload it, and then you're pretty much good to go. Now you can do marketing if you want, but I've gotten good results just by optimizing it with good keywords and focusing on, niches that sell well just from doing research.
So is it just audio, or is it also print? It's print and audio.
Yeah, so I also do the ebooks as well.
Wow.
Yes. So
is that through KDP, or are you outsource? Or are you doing the other platforms too, like where you can expand it to the other markets and marketplaces?
Yeah, I do both. So KDP is a good one because they have Kindle Unlimited. But if you set it up on Kindle Unlimited, then you can't put it out on the other websites. But then sometimes I just won't select Kindle Unlimited, and I'll put it on some of the other distributors like Drafted Digital, Smashwords. There's a whole bunch, but yeah, it's cool.
I think I coached someone who did the same business model, and he said it is really good to also go the audiobook step, because most people stop at the like just having the text or the ebook format. If you go the step further to get someone to narrate it for you and offer it as an audiobook, you have even less competition in some of the niches. Is that kind of your experience as well, Mike? Or
say that again?
So I remember coaching someone, and he said he also does books. He sells ebooks, etc., with a ghostwriter. And he said going the extra step of doing an audiobook as well, kind of like a lot of people don't go the extra step, so you have less competition with some of the audiobooks.
Yeah, so good question. So there's many ways you can basically monetize the Word file or the documents. You can do an ebook, then you can make it a print book. You can do an audio book, and then another thing, you can actually get it translated into all the languages, and also
That's crazy.
turn that into an ebook. That's another website. It's called Babel Cube. So a lot of times I'll get the book translated, and it just keeps going. It's pretty cool.
Wow,
That's amazing.
that is amazing. I didn't even think of that.
Right, I'll mention my three strongest POD platforms. So the first one's definitely Amazon merch by far, and then I've got quite a few shops on Etsy. So that's my second strongest. I haven't been paying much attention to it recently though, because it does take more effort and more time. So I need to get back into that. And then the third is probably tied at the moment between Displayed and Tossadora. They're both getting me multiple sales a day, which I'm still fascinated by because hardly anyone ever talks about them.
Yeah.
But they're really good. And Displayed especially, I think the potential on Displayed is massive. There's one guy in my server again who's been sharing his sales. I'll have him on for a podcast soon. He started on Displayed, he said, beginning of last year, and he's made like $40,000-$50,000, I think. It's mental.
Wow, that is mental.
And that mostly with AI generated art.
Really? I tried AI art. Maybe they've changed their thing, but I tried AI art on it when AI first came out like a year ago, and it got rejected and rejected. I'm like, oh gosh.
Yeah, I've had a few rejected as well, and some went through. I think it depends if you can tell, like if it's like blurry and if you have those weird artifacts, like they don't want something that looks AI, I guess.
I'll have to try again.
Sure, there's a way to get around it, or using the right upscaler.
Yeah.
50,000. So strongest platforms, Adam, what about you?
Yeah, so for strongest platforms for me, mine is actually probably, it's kind of boring, but it's Amazon for like my all three. So I don't sell on any other print-on-demand platforms currently. I've sold on Etsy for years. I used to sell on Redbubble, but in 2024, when I kind of had my little, refocus, I closed my shops.
Nice.
That was a personal thing. It's nothing wrong with those platforms. I mean, I did well on Etsy for years, but I think we've all kind of maybe have seen Etsy it's got a little bit harder. The competition has increased. There's the challenges that are associated with that. And I have so many slots on my merch by Amazon. You know what I mean? That are full. If I had that full, it would be a different story. So number one is merch by Amazon. Number two would actually be the Amazon Influencer Program, which is not POD, but it's the videos, of products. And then number three for me would probably be my affiliate marketing through Amazon Associates, right? Where I can put product links. And I've done that with my print-on-demand t-shirts. I just sold some Father's Day shirts that were with the Amazon Influencer Program. I bought a popular Father's Day shirt. Okay, I know all of you guys have seen because it's by Star Wars or it's by Marvel or one of those merch by Amazon, or excuse me, popular t-shirts. And I did a video review of it, right, with the Amazon Influencer Program, put it up. But those popped off right here just during Father's Day recently. So
smart.
Amazon, I'm very much in Amazon with the print on demand, with the influencer program, and then with the affiliate program, right? Where you can do things I can put links on my blogs, social media, stuff like that. So that's really where most of my focus is.
And anyone who's hearing this for the first time, the influencer program, it might sound confusing and you might assume that you need to be an influencer to get in, but you don't. So if this is the first time you're hearing about it, Adam and I did a 1 hour podcast, I think, about it. And he's obviously got lots of content on his channel, talking you through how to start with it. I wish I had the time to try it as well, because it sounds really exciting. You order products from Amazon, or maybe you already have products from Amazon, you review them with a video, and that gets uploaded, and it gets shown on the listings potentially. If someone watches the listing and buys, you get a commission, right? That's the idea.
Yep, exactly.
Cool. And you, Juno?
Amazon, number one for me by far. Not merch by Amazon. Amazon merch on demand. Now, I'm old school. And then TeePublic because of what I've been doing in the last a few months. TeePublic is my number 2, and it's been number 2 for a little while.
You're getting a lot of sales there, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Like relatively speaking, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a very close number 2. Amazon by far is still number 1, but it's the next biggest one. It's better than Redbubble and all my other print-on-demand stuff. I'm not on Etsy, but Shopify is my third one, actually. So I don't sell a lot of T-shirts on there. I do have some, but I'm mainly getting sales on Shopify for my digital downloads for print-on-demand. So, for helping other people and stuff. So,
all right, that's cool.
That's great.
What are your plans to make more money this Q4? Because obviously that's the most important time of the year and the favorite time of every print-on-demand seller. Juno, we'll just stick with you. Have you got anything planned?
I want to do what all you guys are doing. That sounds so cool.
You probably just carry on your design with Detour, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and see if I can do it all the way through the end of the year. More digital downloads, more uploads, like I said, more advertising. I'm gonna try that out. I want to really try what you said, Philip, for the advertising. That sounds
the advertising,
good.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to focus on, is try and work out some good manual campaigns throughout the year ahead of Christmas, and then obviously spend a lot during Christmas to try and get some bestsellers. That'll be my main focus, and also I want to try and refocus on Etsy as well. I've nearly filled out my slots now on Amazon Merch, which has kind of been my
what tier
my
are you?
task for the past few months. I'm tier, is it 40? I think it's 40,000.
Wow, you got 40,000
already? You're in like 200,000, aren't you?
I'm at 100K, but I don't have them all filled. I'm barely at like 12,000.
Yeah, well, I use mostly like scalable designs. A lot of it is automated. But yeah, I'm nearly full with the slots, and then I want to refocus on Etsy a bit as well and upload a lot of personalized designs, because they did really well for me last Christmas, and I've still not got around to posting more. So yeah, that's the second thing for me. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, my plan is just to stay consistent. Just keep waking up early, keep uploading, and just stay focused. I haven't taken a day off this year so far. So just work my butt off, and hopefully get some good results for Christmas time to go on vacation.
Yeah, I was just going to say, and then next year take like a 2-month vacation. Well deserved one.
Yeah, exactly.
And you, Adam?
Yeah, I mean, I'm echoing the same thing as you guys, right? We stay consistent, upload. It's amazing because like we're all kind of saying the same things, and maybe some people are watching this will kind of realize like that is really so much of the success with these programs is like you got to stick with it. You got to stay consistent. So I want to continue to try and upload and fill my slots. I'm working on a lot of scalable designs too, because that's so hard to fill those, And then the other thing is I had a very, very tiny success last year with one shirt that kind of, with some ads, with some ad campaigns that really popped off during Q4 during Christmas. It was a Christmas themed design.
Yes.
And I want to now take that same design and apply the Tomas method that we were talking about earlier, Philip, and really see like, man, that's super exciting. So I want to try that and experiment with ads and just try and keep the ball rolling.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, very cool. What's interesting is a lot of people come to do print on demand for passive income, but all we're saying is go more, do more, right?
Michael's just saying he hasn't taken a day off the whole year.
That's so funny.
I'm tired.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. It doesn't work when you enjoy the work.
Yeah, we love it. We love it. That's why we do it. Yeah.
We just had someone ask, why does Juno look different?
Yeah,
I asked the same question when he joined the call before. He's not wearing a hat.
I'm like, should I put the hat back on? I don't know. But I thought I'd try something different. Team hats. Yeah. My hat's over there on this guy over here.
All right. Now let's move on to subscriber questions. So I'm going to scan through the chat.
Nice.
If you see one, by the way, that looks interesting, point it out to me as well. So now you can ask. I'll also go back in time and look what there is. Do you all use uploaders? I'm guessing you mean upload automation. I personally do.
I don't.
No, I don't.
I'm crazy not to. Oh, I guess we're both crazy. Not to,
I have recently been experimenting and trying and yeah, how else do you fill all those slots, you know? So I've been trying out some automation tools and stuff.
What tool?
I'm trying Lazy Merch.
Lazy Merch. I haven't heard of that one.
Interesting.
Lazy Merch.
Yeah, it's not very well known, I think, but
Expensive?
No, I think there's different plans because you know how you can have you can choose which platforms you upload to. So if I was doing like, I just upload straight to Merch by Amazon. I think
And
it's
it does it. Wow.
I think it's $16 a month, 15 or 16 bucks a month. It's
Okay.
not bad, but then I think you could get to where it'll push it to every POD platform, like, you know, Zazzle and Teespring and, you know, all those for, you know, maybe $25 a month or something like that. So I've been experimenting with that one a little bit. I've also heard about a couple other ones that I'm still sort of testing and researching because you got to kind of fit it into your workflow, right? Each of them is a little bit different.
So I personally use Flying Upload. I know a lot of people that use merge titles as well. And he also asked, I need to know if they're risky. So that's a really good question. And that's also partly why I didn't use uploaders until last year. I think late last year is when I started. But I know the Flying Upload team. They use it themselves, the tool. They have a massive community of people using the tool for years. And I mean, it makes sense. Amazon wants us to upload a lot. They're giving us, what, like 100,000 slots for some people. They've increased it from before. A few years ago, it used to be designs, right? The counter was designs, and now it's products. So that all the signs are pointing towards, we want you to upload more. And there's no way to fill 100,000 slots manually. It's impossible.
I'm having a hard time. Yeah.
And that's why I decided late last year, like, it's stupid. I was sitting there filling out like 5,000 slots a day manually. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So is it risky? I've never heard anyone had an issue with uploaders. So I can't give you a guaranteed response, but it's been fine for me. It's been fine for many people for many years. And yeah, that's all I can say. Then we've got a question for Mike. Since you started AI, do you see more sales than when you use Creative Fabrica for design or other source or outsource?
Yeah, good question. So I just started using the ideogram designs about a month ago. So I haven't seen like crazy sales. The majority of them are still my Creative Fabrica designs, but I have seen AI sales coming in. So I think it'll start to kind of even out as we go on into the year. And honestly, I'm not even really using Creative Fabrica anymore. I mean, sometimes if I can't get what I want, but for the most part, I'm just doing AI designs. I'll probably continue doing that into the future because I just have a lot of fun making them.
Yeah, that's a good thing. You said there about not using Creative Fabrica and Vexels, because I had someone ask me recently, do you still use Vexels? And I do, not as much as I used to, but they kind of complement each other. If AI can't get it right, you go to Vexels. If Vexels doesn't have something for your niche, you go to AI. It's like, you can use both to get to your end result. And also on the AI design, like, are you getting sales question? One of my best-selling designs at the moment that I'm pushing with this new ad strategy that I've learned is AI.
Oh, nice.
Just to, like, as a bit of proof that AI designs do sell and can sell, and people like them. They sold 25 times yesterday.
Whoa, that's cool.
Yeah. Wow.
What about you, Gina?
I was going to say, all my designs from Design with Detour that I started at the beginning of the year are designed with AI, because that's one of the things that I wanted to try out. Is like, one of the reasons I did the Design with Detour is because I wanted to push myself to see if AI would actually sell, because that's what we've been saying, and a lot of other YouTubers have been saying, just use AI, get some sales. So I'm like, oh, it really is that true? So I get some sales. I mean, they're not 25 sales in one day, but they have some sales too. So not all of them, but some of them have sold them. So they do sell.
Have you sold any, Adam? I know you only just started recently uploading them, but any AI designs sold for you?
I think I have sold some, but that's only ones that my designer, one of the designers that I use, there's sometimes when I'll say, hey, you can use AI for this, or like, let's try this batch in AI. And he's used AI. I don't even know what tools, but I can usually tell sometimes, you can sometimes tell an AI design. And I've sold a few, but I just really haven't put enough out there to really have a good sample on it. But I mean, I see the potential. I just need to actually get on here and learn the tools and use them and start uploading them for sure.
Do I have to be a skilled graphic designer to be successful in POD? I think that's a quick and easy one to answer. You definitely don't. There's loads of people who are not. I don't want to point anyone out, but there's people in this call who would not consider themselves a graphic designer, and they're doing really well. And you can use AI now, which makes it even easier.
Yeah.
So
hire out too. You could do that, but it's not really about like how nice the design is. It's does it relate to the customer and do they want to buy it? So there's some shirts that I would buy that aren't, works of art, right? They're funny and so you got to understand what your limitations
and some of the best selling styles on Amazon is like the most basic thing you've ever seen.
Yeah, text with color or
text.
A little graphic.
I bet all of us here probably have a text only design in our portfolio that sells great. And it took 2 seconds to make, or it's text only. So don't overlook the text only designs. If you're, new to graphic design and that can be intimidating, like just put up some text only stuff, start doing some research, come up with some clever stuff, because some of those still sell great.
Yeah. Funny sells, and it doesn't have to be a funny graphic. It can be funny words.
Has any one of you ever tried to grow a non-platform store completely organically? So I think that means, have you ever tried to do Shopify without ads? I personally have not, and I don't see why you would do that. It makes things very difficult. It's
too expensive.
Kind of crippling yourself. Yeah.
Well, that's why my Shopify store doesn't sell a lot of t-shirts, because I'm not pushing it with ads. I just the thing I push on my digital downloads is through my YouTube videos, and so that's how I'm getting
so that's
sales.
Not organic either, then, is it? So I think we've not done it because it's quite a difficult thing to do, and it would be a bit of it feels like a waste of time to try and do that, to me anyway. All right, what else we got? For AI generated designs other than Ideogram, do you all use other or recommend other websites for AI generated content? I personally like Kittle AI, like we discussed earlier. But all the other tools are not bad either. Like Midjourney is still a really good tool. It's just a bit less intuitive. Actually, they've now got a website, right? They've got a new thingy, which I've not tested yet. So
I did a video for
all right, how was it?
Really cool. It's really nice. A little more intuitive. You don't have to put the /imagine. It just does it for you. And there's a whole you can do a search on it, what other people have, and copy prompts, and just there's a lot of things that it does really well. I was going to say on the Kittle one, though, the nice thing, if you're not a graphic designer, the nice thing about Kittle is that it does the AI, and then you can add text on top of it and do things. Whereas, to do that with some other AI stuff is going to be really tough to do, right? Because you're going to have to take it, remove it, put it on another platform like Illustrator or Affinity Designer, and then add your own text and things. So Kittle AI kind of has that package deal, which is really nice.
True. You've got the vectorizer, upscaler, background remover. You have the cool text effects. You have templates. Like, you don't need to go through 15 different tools to get to your end result, which makes Kittle very attractive, in my opinion. Do any of you create online stores for other people? I do not.
Oh.
Everyone's shaking their head. No.
We're really busy, I guess.
Too much effort. Yeah. No, but interesting business model idea, I guess.
Online stores, what does that mean?
There's actually, I guess there's people who do it for like YouTubers maybe, or brands.
Like on a Redbubble store or TeePublic store, Etsy store, or what kind of online store? Shopify?
I've heard of people doing that for Shopify, where they'll go in and set up the entire theme and, kind of get it all set up, or even upload your inventory, maybe.
Yeah, but then you still would need to get traffic and stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, interesting idea.
All right, looking for a new question.
It says we've got 171 people watching.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's
nice.
keep going up. I think we
Yeah, if
started
you
with
guys
100.
are out there, like, this is your chance to ask a question in the chat.
Yeah,
Nice.
oh god, I'm very slow at catching up. Sorry, there's so
Thanks.
many new ones.
Thanks for spending your Saturday morning with us, or
Yeah.
afternoon, or whatever time it is over there, I guess.
Right, here's a bit of a different one. What
Hmm.
do you guys think would be the best pricing strategies for someone who's in tier 10,000? So that's Amazon merch. Should I start selling new t-shirts at $13.99 or something else? What do you think?
I used to be on the side where you still start things at $13.99 and then move it up, but now I don't like getting those sales anymore because I have to like sell them, and the price hasn't changed in a long time, so I'm not too worried about that. But I would say start at 18 or 19 now. Maybe I'm just a grumpy old man now, but just I don't like getting the $13.99. So here's your 20 cents or whatever it is now, and I'm like, oh, I should have got it at 19 or something. 18.
I always go between different strategies. So mostly when I do the scalable designs, and I would do this from tier 10,000 as well. If you have a lot of scalable designs, upload them at a higher price, especially some of the less popular products, like, for example, a throw pillow. If the throw pillow is going to sell, it's only going to sell a few times. You're probably not going to get like a best-selling 50 times a day throw pillow. So might as well increase the price, right? People are more willing to spend a bit more on a pillowcase, I think, than they would be on a t-shirt. And I've just been testing the max price recently with my scalable designs, and the max price is $45. And I got a sale the other week. Two
For a t-shirt?
pillowcases sold. No, on the pillowcases.
Oh,
Two sold, and was it like, I think it's like $20 royalty each. So
Wow.
it's worth testing if you have a lot of slots.
Wow.
Because I don't get sales
Great.
on them anyway, right? So might as well,
Why
if there is
not?
a sale, have extra. But yeah, for t-shirts, if you're trying to get like if you found a good niche or you want to create a really good selling design, then starting lower is definitely the better way, because you're going to get higher conversion rate, and build up that BSR ranking better or more easily. But if you have a lot of slots, like in tier 10,000 or higher, and you just want to fill them, then I would list most of them more expensive. Do you agree, or does anyone have like a different strategy?
I know, Mike. I think you price pretty low, right, Mike?
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. You're getting so many sales, and it's like
I know.
$1 sale.
Yeah, Mike's got your sales are great, but I know you price fairly low, and I've commented on your videos like raise your price, because I'm kind of like Juna. I used to price low, and I did that for a while, and now I'm like, man, you got to really convince me to go below $19.99. You sure?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but it does, I think, vary depending on where you are in your merch journey, and maybe the design and the niche and what you're trying to accomplish, because lower price will usually help you get a better BSR.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm definitely guilty of pricing low. One of the reasons is mainly about like the niche. So depending on what the niche is where I'll kind of price it. So if it's like a low competition evergreen niche, then I'll price it high, sometimes $19.99, $22.99. But the majority of all those sales that I get are like basically when people buy like group orders. So like they're like cruise shirts or like girls trip shirts or like family reunion shirts. It's kind of rare than when someone just buys like one t-shirt from me. They're buying like 3 or 4 or 5. And I think like from the buyer's perspective, if they're going to buy like 5 or 6 or 8 t-shirts, they probably don't want to pay $19.99 for each one. Now, I could be wrong, but I've tested it and I've tried going higher on like my group shirts, and they don't really tend to sell. So that's why I kind of keep them $14.99 and $17.99. And that's why my sales are high, but my royalties, aren't that impressive, or they're kind of low in comparison to my amount of sales. So for me, the pricing strategy is something I kind of battle with, but it just kind of depends on like the niche, like I was just saying. Yeah,
that makes sense. I mean, it's better to get 5 sales with the lower price than no sales at all, right? So,
right.
Yeah, I would definitely say regarding pricing, you have to test. Like, you can't. I wouldn't watch a YouTube video and just copy the strategy forever and never test out things. Maybe the niche you're in work better with the low price, maybe with the high price. So I have shirts selling at $22.99. They're selling loads. It really depends on the niche and the current demand and things. So it's worth to test different price points and see where do you have the most profit at the end of the day. What did you want to say, Adam? I cut you off.
No, I was just going to basically say the same thing. It's like, that's the beauty of testing, right? We can go in and we can change the prices, because price sensitivity can vary by the niche. It could vary by your personal goals. Some people, I have other friends that started out in merch, and they weren't looking to generate cash right away. So they were pricing so low because they were just purely focused on tier ups and trying to get BSRs and get good organic placement. So they priced, very, very low at the start. So it's just testing. That's what I think is the big thing. It's like, test to find out what works for you and your design, find that sweet spot.
Yeah.
All right. Something to get up tier 10. I know that's a big question. Does anyone have like a unique strategy to get out? And I think we'll have to try and answer these a bit quicker, because there's so many questions, and I also don't want to bore the viewers that are like not interested in getting out of tier 10, for example. So any unique ways?
Controversial, but I would say go after trends. Try and get something that people want to buy. But I think we talked about the price strategy, which is good, but you got to have something that they want to buy first, right? So like just lowering your price and not having something that people want to buy is not a good strategy. So make sure that you're doing the research, doing things that people actually want to buy, and make it a better offer than what's out there. So,
okay.
Mine isn't really unique. It would just be, ask your neighbors, ask your friends. I mean, try and, go approach it, say, hey, I'm starting a business. Will you help support my business? I'll make a t-shirt for you, or you buy this shirt. Like, I mean, those first early tiers are incredibly tough. If you can afford it, buy a few of your own shirts, give them as gifts. I mean, anything to kind of get the ball rolling, because so many people I feel get really, they hit a road wall or a roadblock right there at those early tiers. You gotta find a way to try and get some sales.
That reminds me of something. The issue with that is people who are from abroad, who don't live in a country where you can get Amazon merch shirts delivered, they often struggle with that advice because they don't have any friends in America or whatever. I saw a trick though recently. I think someone again recommended this in my server. You can send t-shirts to like a donation center. I don't know what they're called exactly, but cool. You probably know what the exact names are, but in the US,
maybe the Salvation Army. Is that what you're talking about?
Salvation Army, maybe, yeah, stuff like that. So you can find these online and then donate t-shirts to them. There's an address, so you just order it on Amazon.com, send it there, and then you've got your orders done, even though you don't live anywhere.
That's smart.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to do that.
I'd never heard that one, but that's ingenious. So
that might help with sales too, right? Like if you have a design that you want to get started, I mean, it's an expensive way to advertise, but you would get a BSR, right, on a design.
Well, that's what I would do, and that's what I did do in the beginning, is create evergreen designs as gifts for people that are new, and then get them to get that initial sale. And some of them are still selling today.
Wow.
So I would do it with, rather than doing a bulk order of 10 shirts of the same design, I would do 10 different shirts for different niches, hopefully evergreen, and then send them to one of those donation centers.
That's cool.
If you can afford it. Someone was asking how to get approved by for Amazon. I've tried to apply 4 times. Okay. Juniors. Pray. I mean, we're laughing because we get the question a lot, and it's difficult to give advice, I think, because we can tell you whatever to put into that application, and there's no way to guarantee getting in.
My guess is at random. My guess is that Amazon has a limit. I've never heard this, but I mean, I'm just guessing. If I was Amazon, I would have a limit of people that I want to let in, and I start the clock at a certain time of the month, and then we're like, okay, boom, 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 we reached our limit this month, and then everybody else, you can't get in until next time. So I would try at different times of the month too, like just to offset, give yourself a better chance. Maybe try at the beginning of the month or middle of the month, and next time trying it to end or something. But
I was just coaching someone related to this as well, and I would say do not obsess over what you put into the application. You can use the same message again if you've already optimized it the first time. I do think a lot of it is to do with luck. There's so many people applying. Mike, what we say?
Yeah, it's probably not what you want to hear, but just be patient. It took me over a year, like a year and 3 months, to get approved.
Oh,
this
really?
was back in like 2016. So this was back in the day. But you just gotta basically, be patient and keep trying, and just like I said, pray. Hopefully you get accepted.
Well, how many times did you apply?
Just once.
All right, I think we talked about this before, but it still took a year. That's crazy.
Yeah, over a year. I basically gave up, and then one day I just randomly checked, and I had been approved. I was like, whoa, okay.
I was kind of the same too. I wasn't approved right away. It took me 6 months or more, 7 months.
Yeah.
Did
mine was
anyone?
about 6 months.
Did you all get in first try or
Second try?
second
got it
try?
first
Juna.
try.
All right. Look, a lot of people will have only tried once and then given up. And look at Juna's sales now. He shares them on his channel. And there's some people in my Discord group as well who said they tried multiple times, eventually got in, and now they're getting a lot of sales. So it's possible. I did a poll as well on my YouTube channel recently. I asked people to vote how many times it took them to get in, and there is quite a few people that got in after even 10 attempts. So it's not impossible.
I'm curious, Philip, and maybe any of you guys that might know this, when people are applying multiple times like that, are they using a different email each time? Or is that what sort of you suggest? Because one email gets denied. If you get denied, that email is denied permanently, right? You have to apply with a different email.
Good question. I think I could be wrong because I've not had to apply twice, but I think it's more about the Amazon account, because you apply through your Amazon account, and once that gets denied, you need a new Amazon account with a different email address, right? So that's the thing. But you don't need, as far as I'm aware, you don't need different personal details every time, because you have to put like your tax number and that stuff.
Right.
People get confused there. I think it's just a new email, new Amazon account, and you can use your same details still.
Yeah.
Which actually worked out for me, because I first applied with my personal Amazon account, and then I applied with my business email and made a new account. And like, that's probably the way I should have started, because it's a business. It's just shouldn't be tied to my personal stuff anyway. So
one more thing on this topic that I feel like we have to mention is no one's asked this, but what do you think about buying accounts? Because some people do that.
Yeah. I personally wouldn't.
Yeah, me too. I wouldn't do it. You always have to live with the risk of it disappearing overnight.
Yeah, you never know if they keep some things, or I don't know, or if it's it's kind of risky. In my opinion.
Oh, here we've got a bit of a different one. Go to research method. What about you, Mike? Because you share a lot of niches on your channel. What's your go-to?
Yeah, honestly, I get a lot of my niches from TikTok, from social media. I know that's kind of,
That's so smart.
but I love TikTok. I find it very entertaining, so I'm always just on there, and I just, every reel or every TikTok basically is a niche, if you think about it. And so now they don't all are like, good, but I'll just go and I'll just see one. Maybe it's about like catfishing, and I'll pop in catfishing into, flying research or merchant foreman. I'll see what the competition is and if it's low. And so I just get a lot of niches just from scrolling TikTok, to be honest.
Nice. Adam, you're a bit of a niche master as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, it kind of like what Mike's saying. I mean, I just really try and think organically. I kind of treat my research almost like a brainstorming. I'm not scared to search anything in the search bar or in any online, just to see what kind of demand is there. Is there Facebook groups for this? Is there, you know what I mean? Does it seem like that there's a niche that's out there? But the Amazon search bar, go on Amazon, pull up a browser, that, and you can get the extensions that show the I think it's called AMZ Suggestion Expander, right? I'm sure we all use that. Like, there's so much information on there. It's a wealth of info, and it's direct on the source, right where people are searching for things. So I do a lot of my research on Amazon, just on the browser, but so much of it is just organic, where I'm just, I might be scrolling on TikTok too, and then I'll go on Amazon and search it, or I'm thinking of stuff or talking to someone. I keep notes on my phone as I'm out and about, so mine's kind of a organic, just a brainstorming and get on there and test it out, see how it looks.
For me, it's it always changes. I try and use different methods, so that way I don't get stuck in one way and always look at the same niches, sort of thing. Lots of free methods. The tools that I use now mainly are Flying Research and PODCS. PODCS for Redbubble. They have some cool tools. Flying Research for Amazon. if I do research on Etsy, it'd be Everbee to help me out. But you can do a lot of it for free as well. I just recorded a video on how to do free research on Etsy. So you don't need paid tools. Just test different methods and see what works best for you. But there's an interesting question here. Besides US or UK markets, do you sell on the other 5? If so, do you use English SEO or translate to SEO? Good question, because I never upload it to the international markets a lot because of that auto-translate feature can cause rejections.
Oh.
And recently, what I've started to do is just use the same text. So I'll use the same description, title, etc., from the English markets and just paste them onto the other markets as well.
Really?
And that means it still gets reviewed, but it doesn't get auto-translated, which seems to be the worst thing. And that's helped me, I think, because there's not a lot of English words that are trademarked in the international markets. And there's a quick way to do that with Producta. You can click copy listing and then paste to all. That pastes onto all the other markets, the text, the listing text. Or with Flying Upload, you can do it as well.
So yeah, then, Philip, then you have English listings, keywords on the foreign market. So like then German Amazon, you would have an English title and English bullets and everything.
Yeah, exactly. But I've generally kept my listings quite like stripped and just to the primary main keywords. I haven't really stuffed them with lots of stuff.
Do you just do title and brand, or you do description and
the bullets as well? Yeah. Do you all sell on the international ones as well?
I was doing, like you said, what not to do, but I do the auto translate, and I've been getting sales, but I would love to get more sales in like US sales is like this, and everybody else is down here. I'm like, why? So maybe I'm doing it wrong. So.
Okay. Yeah, I do the same as you, Philip. I primarily just upload to US or UK. Or what you said you used to do, US and UK. And then I think there's a setting, right? Doesn't Amazon automatically will translate and put it on the other marketplaces for you? That's kind of what I rely on, because if they translate it and there's an error or something, I don't have to, worry about that per se, right? So I just focus on the English markets.
Bit of a different one. How do you handle returns with Printify, for example? And to prevent scammers from getting the item, saying it's lost and demanding a refund. Has happened to me quite a few times. There's a few things you can do. What's usually worked for me is I say, let's build a scenario. Someone reaches out to you on Etsy saying, I ordered from your shop. The item says delivered on the tracking, but I didn't get the item. That's usually what they say. And they might be truthful. That can happen. But some people will do that with everything they order, right? They'll just try and get a refund, even though it has been delivered. And what you can say is, okay, that's fine. We'll investigate this and we'll speak to, what's it called in the US? Your postal service?
Postal service, yeah.
Yeah, we'll speak to the postal service and we'll investigate and figure out where the parcel went and kind of wait for a while. And sometimes they didn't realize, okay, it turned up suddenly. That's what's worked for me sometimes. I don't know. Have you had experience with that?
Well, since I sell on Etsy, you can set it up on your shop whether you accept returns or not. So if you don't want to deal with returns, you just say I don't accept returns, and then if they issue a complaint or what to Etsy, you can just say, hey, look, here on my shop it says I don't accept returns. Now, me personally, I have it so that I do accept returns. And personally, I get returns every now and then, but I believe that the majority of people are good and there's not people trying to scam me. And if it does get lost in the mail, then I just eat the cost. I'll just eat it, and it's just part of the business. It's not going to, make me go broke. And I just basically just eat the cost.
I would do the same too. And when I was on Etsy, I did what you said. Yeah, I ate the cost a lot of times.
Yeah, same with me.
Someone said just buy yourself out of tier 10, probably in a sarcastic way. That wasn't the only advice we gave, but the thing why people recommend that is because you can make thousands on Amazon, and the quicker you get out of tier 10, the quicker you're going to make thousands. So you will, if you get there, you will be like hitting yourself for not doing it earlier, and that's why people keep recommending it. Obviously, you can get out of tier organically. It's just going to take more time. Try and enter trending niches that are really hot right now, preferably niches that are brand new with lower competition. And you can find them with free research methods. I've made, I'm sure we've all made lots of videos about that on our channel, about free niche research. And yeah, I would go after trends if you don't want to buy yourself out. All right, that's an interesting one. What are the tasks that you give to assistants, VAs, etc.? You give them access to your accounts to do those tasks. I don't have any, so I can't answer that.
I don't have any either. I do everything myself.
Yeah, I'm the same. No assistants, no VAs.
Okay, Adam.
I've got, I use some VAs and some outsourcing and stuff, but I absolutely never give anyone access to my accounts. I've heard people who do, but I would never do that with somebody I, hired and don't know or something like that. So no, but I've used VAs. I've outsourced with designers, and I've also used VAs before to outsource to help me with research before. For example, like if I find maybe 10 very broad niches, I might give those to a VA and say, find me, 10 sub niches under each one of these, right? Kind of like dive deep and I give them some criteria. And I've also used VAs before to help me with some of the keyword listing data, like talking about those scaled designs, right? Like imagine, huge batches of birthday shirts for different ages, using a VA to help me create that keyword listing data so that when I go to upload it all, it's all, I've kind of got a system and can expedite it and save time and stuff like that. That's usually the whole point of a VA, but yeah.
Okay. The only thing that I outsource is YouTube related stuff. So the editing. Actually, I have recently hired a designer as well, but I guess that does that
for thumbnails and stuff.
For thumbnails, for some t-shirt designs.
Oh wow! All over.
And email marketing, I have someone.
I need to get better at that.
I do not like emails or writing them, at least. All right, which platform do you prefer for checking trademarks? So, good question, because the USPTO is a very difficult one to use, at least from my experience. So how do you check for trademarks? I typically use Producta most of the time with Amazon Merch, but obviously if you're not within Amazon Merch, you can't use that. So TM Hunt is a good one.
Yeah, that's what I use is TM Hunt. I usually always have that up because it's just easy for a quick check. And then usually before I upload, I'll do like a final check if it seems like, there could be something flagged on either product or USPTO.
Yeah, I'm old school. I'm still using USPTO, but sometimes I use some of the other stuff, or sometimes I don't even check, which is risky.
Russian roulette, huh?
This can't be trademarked. Come on.
After you've been doing it for so long, you kind of know like if it's trademarked or not. Well, you have a good idea at least.
Yeah. Sometimes it bites me though. So like reject it again.
Okay. Let's see. I heard of any accounts getting. All right. This is one that might be interesting. Have you guys seen or heard of any accounts getting violations for Canva graphics? That was a hot topic at one point, wasn't it? I've never used Canva, so I don't know, but you, Juno, use it quite a lot, right?
I use it not as much as I used to anymore, but and I don't know if it's changed, but what I understood about it is you can't use a Canva graphic on its own. Just like you probably wouldn't want to use any graphic on its own because everybody has access to it. For Canva, you have to use a multiple graphic kind of strategy with text and kind of build your own design with the graphics in Canva, not just here's a graphic, boom, that's a t-shirt, because that's you're basically just using their design without making it any different. So
which is quite a bit downside, I'd say, because I've looked into the Kittle terms recently and their rules. They can technically use the templates just as they are. They are recommended, and it's probably not a great idea because someone might reply.
Everybody else, if everybody can, right?
Everybody can, right? And people could also report you for copying in a sense, but technically by their license it is allowed. So yeah, that's pretty cool bonus.
I just want to stand out and make it different and not have to deal with any of that stuff. So nobody else uses Canva?
Yeah, no, I don't use Canva, but like what you were saying, you have to use it like as an element, you can't just, it has to be like used as a combination with other graphics.
Agreed.
POD on eBay.
Ooh, interesting.
Anyone ever tried that?
Haven't
I
tried it.
resell on there, but want to get into POD. I've tried it actually. I did try it at one point, but didn't get many sales, and eventually decided to just close it because it was too much effort to do the customer service. I think. Anyone else tried it before or not?
I've never tried it.
No.
I think Ryan Hogue does it. I think Ryan does.
Might have to have him on the next one.
Yeah.
With this question.
Yeah. If anyone's watching, like, we can have you on next time. Maybe eventually we'll also invite, if that's possible. I don't know if it is, but invite viewers to ask questions live. I think that could be fun.
That could be fun.
Oh yeah.
Come with your questions on the next one.
Okay.
Or maybe we could rate their shop too. If they have a shop, we could do a live. Let's look at your shop and improve it or something. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
If they're willing to share their shop.
Yeah. You can share the screen on here, so that's a good idea actually.
Yeah. But some people don't want to share their shop for some reason. I don't know why. Like, we're in the business of,
Well, I get it. I would assume it's because then
you don't want copycats.
Watching will copy that. Yeah. So, how do your designs often get rejected by merged by Amazon? It does definitely happen for me, but in the bigger picture, in relation to how much I'm uploading, it's a very small percentage. But I've had a few hundred rejections over the years, for sure. What about you?
And same, but it's mainly not the design that gets rejected. It's the words, right? The trademark words.
Yeah,
the keywords.
Yeah, not so much for me. But when you guys do get a rejection, do you delete the design or delete the listing, or you just keep them?
I go in and edit the keywords if I can. If the keyword's the problem, if it's not the keyword, if it's not the word that's on the shirt. If it is the word on the shirt, then I go back and redesign the shirt so it's not the words on the shirt, and then I'll re-upload them. So.
Yeah. Same with me. I mean, I definitely get some rejections. I think it a lot of times it's a keyword you missed or something like that. But you just delete them and move on. I mean, I think it depends on, I think a lot of people are super worried about some rejections, and, am I going to lose my account? I think it depends on the severity. If you're trying to upload a Gucci design and Gucci keywords or Disney,
or
that's going to get you, that's totally different than accidentally having some long tail phrase that, maybe it was even inadvertently put into the text sentence, right? You didn't realize that combination of words equaled a trademark phrase, something like that. I mean, those happen, fix it, delete it, move on to the next.
And they're not very clear in the emails as to what the issue is, right? It's usually very vague, but sometimes you can reach out on the resources tab on Amazon Merch. There's like a contact us. You can say, I'm having problems submitting this design, or it got rejected. Give them the title and ask them for clarification. So sometimes they will tell you what the actual word is. That's the issue. And then you can either edit things, or you can at least try and look into it further, because sometimes they also get rejections wrong. It's mostly automated. It's like an algorithm that checks. And occasionally you might even get a rejection reversed. That's possible as well. It's a bit of hard work, but it has happened a few times to me. For example, when there's a word that used to be trademarked, but the trademark has expired, and they still give rejections for that word.
That's a good example.
In that case, you can typically get it reversed. I've seen this question loads of times now. I personally don't agree with it. I wouldn't do it, and I'm not a fan of it. And that's why we said before, buying accounts, probably not a good idea. Selling accounts, probably also not.
Yeah, I don't do it.
Any thoughts on that?
It's not worth it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's I'm in it for the long game, and you know, I've definitely heard of people buying and selling accounts and have gotten, you know, banned or something like that. So to me, that's pretty obvious. You know, to each their own. Everybody can take, you know, that's to weigh their own risks
Yeah.
and stuff, but it's not something I would ever consider.
Okay. Have you received anything? Right, there's something about ads here. Most successful strategy in advertising, which you recommend. Yeah, so what's been working best for you guys? Ads.
I don't know how good it's working, but I put ads on maybe my top 20 or 30 selling things already because I know it's getting sales. I know people want it as a BSR, and so just giving that little extra boost to those 20, 30 best sellers usually helps. So.
Mike, what's your most successful ad strategy, if you have any?
I like doing lottery campaigns, you know, taking a whole bunch of designs, like hundreds, and just putting them up, doing like a $5 budget, daily budget. I do kind of like half of what they recommend. So I think like 30 or 20 cents a bid, and then bid down. I think I learned that from one of your videos, actually, Philip, bidding down.
All right.
I've done the other one. I forget what it is, bid up and down. And I spent a lot more money, and bidding down kind of keeps it a little bit lower for me. So my strategy.
Yeah, interesting you mentioned that, because this is part of the Tamaz strategy that we touched on earlier, and it's all completely different. Like everything that I've taught, he basically does the reverse.
Oh, does he bid up?
Not to say that lottery campaigns don't work. They definitely help with getting you extra sales and getting your portfolio some exposure. But if you want to, I would say lottery campaigns are good as a beginner for sure. Definitely start some of them, and they're a bit of a shotgun approach. Like you're going to miss a lot of shots, but you'll hit some here and there. What Tamaz does is the Tamaz method is more of a sniper approach, focused. He wants to target one very broad keyword. He wants to find one design that converts very well on that keyword, and then he does fixed bids, because then you always, let's say you have a fixed bid for 30 cents, 35 cents, you always bid that much, meaning you always show up in really good spots. If you do down only, then sometimes you might bid like 4 cents and you will show up in a very terrible place on Amazon where you're not going to convert as likely. So his idea is with fixed bids, you're going to convert more often. He wants to convert as much as possible. So a bit of a different thought process. And it's very interesting. It's worth testing out anyway. But I would read through some of the PDF files in the server first.
Cool.
Please, can you explain the difference between selling an account and creating a POD store for someone? I'm not 100% sure what that means. I just clicked.
I don't know. They sound totally different. So
selling an account. So I think, by the way, I think you can sell Amazon merch accounts that are already live, and in the sense of like, and you can sell the business, right? I've heard of that being legit, where someone's already got an Amazon merch account that's working, and you can do it somehow through Amazon. But I might be wrong. I don't know. You can definitely sell Shopify stores. Yeah, I don't know. Creating a POD store for someone. Anyway, let's try and find another question, and then we'll probably end and move on to the next point.
Sorry,
have you seen any questions that look good, or? I'll try and find them. Here we go. Have you ever reported any merch sellers copying your designs and had success?
Yes.
Yeah, I have.
Absolutely.
A few.
I haven't looked in a long time though, so
it's scary to look. It's it's like
scary.
What's the saying? Like, don't look don't ask questions you don't want to know the answers to. Because I went down that rabbit hole one day and I found a few and I reported a bunch, but it can be distracting and stuff, and you know, kind of, you're just like get angry at that.
Was it pixel for pixel, or was it just like
mine was the one that I reported, and I rarely ever report because I've seen other knockoffs and stuff, but this is like one of my best sellers, like a total, even the keywords, copy and paste the entire thing.
Wow.
Yeah. And Amazon has a spot to report them, so it's good. But it does stink that you got to actually do that. People are doing this.
I don't think I've ever reported a design, and I also don't look because it's dreadful to see how many people have copied stuff. Is it easy though to file a report?
Yeah, it's pretty easy. I mean, it's a form, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fairly easy.
Right.
And they know because they have the date, like who put it first, kind of thing. So
yeah,
it's not like they don't know that you got copied.
All right, maybe I need to get into it as well. Right, let's move on to the next topic, which, do I have a banner for it? Yes, let's move on to niche ideas.
Oh, niche ideas. Okay.
Right.
So, if you have a niche to share, let me know. Let's start with Juna. Did you pick one for the list? Or?
Yes, I think, and this is a new thing, but I've seen a lot of success lately, is places like cities and countries, whatever, mainly cities, in a vintage style, or with nicknames of the city, or funny sayings about the city, or souvenir. Like, there's a lot of things that you could do. Beaches. So yeah, city stuff I've been doing pretty good for
Cool.
me.
I'm doing a lot of city stuff as well now. So it's interesting, going in the same direction. What about you, Adam?
As far as a niche idea?
Yeah.
The one that I wanted to bring up that I've been tapping into here in the past few months, and I'm just sort of now kind of getting the ball rolling, but there's a lot of potential, is actually the wedding niche.
Ooh,
weddings.
Nice. Yeah.
So, you know, that's a huge niche, right? And I love evergreens, right? People get married every day all over the world. And there's a lot of different ways you could go. There's the obvious, like, wedding anniversary, right? Like, you know, people who celebrate anniversaries, those are good scale designs because you could do 20 years married, you know, 50 years married and stuff. But then there's a whole other side of weddings. There's the destination weddings, right? Where people get married in cities and they want to have shirts related to that, or certain destinations.
Back to the cities, right?
Yeah, back to cities. And then there's even wedding party shirts, right? People make t-shirts for the grooms and for the bridesmaids. And I mean, that's just scratching the surface. So if someone were to take the time to really maybe learn about weddings, right? And then also think of some areas and sub niches, I mean, some of the wedding BSRs and the demand for that is just monumental. There's a lot of opportunity in that niche.
That's really cool. I like what you said about the group shirts, because that was mentioned before too, like having people buying a group
parties, bachelorette parties, bachelor parties. Like there's a lot of ways to go in that niche.
And you could cross niche it with Vegas too. That'd probably be a good one.
There you go.
It's probably the most popular one, yeah.
For me, I got some phrases, a couple for the summer. So one is booked for the summer. So we're cross niching reading or books this summer. It's kind of like a funny phrase. So booked for the summer.
Okay.
There's also another one that I've been seeing is but first summer. So it's basically like going from 4th grade to 5th grade, but first let's enjoy summer.
Okay.
One I saw today was a funny one I saw today was get in loser. We're going feral. You guys have probably seen the feral designs for the summer. I've been doing pretty well.
Yeah.
I think Juna made a video. Philip made a video about it the other day. And then I got a funny evergreen one for you, and it is dumpster diving. I found this one yesterday
Really?
on TikTok.
No way. That's a niche.
I got it. That's funny.
And I went to check it out. Dumpster diving queen, I saw was one, and there's some other ones I can't think of right now, but just type in dumpster diving. You'll see some good evergreens.
Okay.
They don't have the best BSRs, but maybe we'll get you a couple sales a month.
Yeah. Those are good. Those are probably some good text only ones, just dumpster diving king or dumpster diving queen.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow, some really good ideas. Cool. So one niche that I thought of recently, because I was in Oslo the other week, and they do a lot of saunas there, and I looked up sauna, and it actually surprisingly does the best in Germany. In terms of sales.
Could use more
Not
Germany
so well
sales.
in the USA, and it's like medium competition, so it might be worth checking out. And also, I found sort of this one niche between Evergreen and Trend on Etsy that seems fairly new, and it's Pregnant Girl Summer.
Pregnant Girl Summer.
That's doing pretty well, and there's a lot of new listings in that one. And I feel
there's
like
a lot of them. Yeah.
I feel like that's a niche that might be trending now, but could also be like an evergreen one. Well, at least for summer.
Yeah.
Cool. So bunch of
Cool.
niche ideas there for
Yeah,
everyone.
there you go, guys. You're welcome. Go get some sales.
All right, and now into some personal questions, which I guess you can still ask them in a bit as well, but I've prepared a few. So
Ooh.
what's everyone's favorite food to begin with? Mine is, I'm not sure. I'm always between like salmon. I really like salmon or pizza. Or maybe salmon on pizza. That might be
that's a new one.
There you go.
I've never had that. What about you, Adam?
Honestly, I don't even know if people would consider this a food, but I love chocolate. I know that's not a meal. Am I allowed to say that? Like, I love chocolate. I have a huge sweet tooth, so I love sweets and chocolates. But for food wise, I love a good steak. A ribeye steak is probably one of my
best. Come on.
one of my favorites.
Where do you go? Do you have a specific steakhouse, or you cook it on your own?
I like to cook them at home.
Nice.
I like to cook them at home. Yeah. Just get a ribeye and I'll grill it, or sometimes I'll broil it. But yeah, just a good steak and a potato, and I'm pretty happy.
Let's go to
I bet you've got a fancy skillet as well through that influencer program.
Oh yeah, I've got a few. For sure.
Okay, nice. What about you, Mike?
For me, it's birria tacos. So I live in Mexico, so they got really good birria. Yeah, exactly. It's like stewed beef or even goat. I'm actually gonna go when we're done with this call. I'm gonna go get some. I usually post photos on my Instagram, but birria tacos, and that's actually that's a niche too. So go on Amazon.
True.
Yeah, birria tacos, and there's several. I actually might even make a video about that. But yeah, birria tacos, really good.
How are those different than a regular taco? The meat is different, you're saying?
Yeah, so it's not like carne asada where it's just on the grill, kind of like dry. It's like a stewed beef, so it's really like moist and juicy. And then they put it in like a shell, and then you can dunk it in the broth, basically.
It's really good.
Sounds amazing.
And usually,
I'm a big foodie. I was going between a print on demand YouTube channel or a foodie channel, and I went with print on demand. So I love food. We eat out a lot. Right now, our biggest thing is Asian food, mainly Vietnamese food, Korean barbecue, hot pot, stuff like that. So,
Nice.
but I love a good ribeye and birria tacos and salmon and pizza, all of it. But my top ones right now is K barbecue. Is really cool. Like cook your own and stuff. So
nice.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite sport next. I'm pretty basic, standard European with football. The proper football, soccer, which actually has the Euro coming up in a week, the Euro Championship. Ooh. So that's exciting. It's like a little bit like the World Cup in terms of excitement level. And I like bodybuilding, weightlifting, although I wouldn't say I'm like competitive in it, but just
watching.
Yeah, in the free time.
That's cool.
Cool. What about you, Juno?
I really don't watch that much sports. I'm so busy, doing the 9 to 5 and POD stuff on YouTube. But if I had to pick one, I'd probably watch basketball the most.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Have you ever been to see a game?
I have seen a game. So in Utah, there's the Jazz. So I've watched the Jazz a while ago. I've been to some baseball games and all over the country. So that was cool. So, but yeah, just live sports a lot better than just watching it on TV for sure.
Well, for me, it's basketball. I'm the same way. I'm 42, but I still like to go play. Pretend I'm 20. So yeah, basketball and the gym. I love the gym. I go to the gym on a pretty regular basis. So for me, those two.
Okay.
For me, as far as ones that I watch and keep up with, mine is probably MMA, like UFC. Nice. I don't know if that's considered a real, traditional sport, but I've been watching that since back in the early days, 20 years ago, so wow. I've been watching that UFC a long time, and MMA, I like that. And the other thing that I really like is the Olympics. So I'm really excited about the Olympics coming up. I love the international sports and community, keeping up with that and the medal counts and all that stuff. So I'm excited for that in a couple weeks.
That's really cool.
You do fishing as well, don't you? Or
yeah, and I do fishing too. I didn't want to mention that because most people say that's not a sport. That's a hobby.
Just sitting around. Do you ever miss a good Weizen or a schnitzel? I do sometimes, yeah. Especially the German food.
Do they have good German food in York?
I've never seen any. I've never looked specifically, so maybe there is.
There's a good German restaurant here in Salt Lake City if you guys ever come by. It's a good one. Yeah.
All right.
Schnitzel and brat and all of that stuff. So.
Nice. I like currywurst, which is a bit lesser known. Everyone wants a bratwurst, but I like currywurst. And what else is there? Oh, that's Milo. If you could hear that. Night owl or early bird? Let's go.
Oh wait, who's gonna go?
You go first. You know
me.
Yeah.
All right. I'm an early bird. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I have my alarm, and I stay up till about 10:30, so I get about 7 hours sleep, which works for most days. But by Wednesday, I probably need to take a nap in the middle of the day or something. So, yeah, early bird. I like to get things done early, just because things come up at night, and then I wanted to get that done, so I learned to get things done early.
Mike, I think you're an early bird as well, aren't you? Are you by nature, or is it because of your schedule?
No, just kind of by nature. I always just like to get up early, get a good start to the day. I'm like Juna, 5 a.m. and I'll work kind of almost to the same till about 10:30, 11. Then I'll just get my 6 hours of sleep and do it again tomorrow.
Wow. Well, the only time you catch me getting up at 5 a.m. is when I'm getting up to go fishing.
There you go.
Otherwise, I'm definitely more in the night owl and, work. It's not uncommon for me to just work till 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night sometimes. It's just usually that later half of the day is when I'm more productive.
That makes sense.
Me too. I always feel way more energetic in the evening. Like after 12 o'clock, that's when I do a lot of work. Now, I do obviously work throughout the day as well, but getting up in the morning is not my thing. I usually get up at like 10, between 10 and 11.
Wow.
And Milo is a night owl as well.
That makes sense.
He'll get up really late in the morning, which is pretty funny. You'd assume most dogs want their food at like 5 a.m., but
he's used to your schedule probably.
Yeah.
It's like he's not up yet either. So.
All right. Let us know in the chat what your favorite food is. Favorite sports. It'd be interesting to see. I saw someone comment chocolate before.
Oh yeah, chocolate. Have you tried the Mr. Beast chocolate? Have you tried the Mr. Beast chocolate, Adam?
I have tried it. I did try it actually. It was okay. I wasn't
not blown away.
I wasn't blown away. I mean, it tasted fine. It tasted like chocolate, but I wasn't blown away. I thought, how is he gonna, compete with these bigger brands and stuff? But then I thought, well, he has so many. He's so popular. People are gonna buy him just for because he's so
popular. I bought
it
because it was Mr. Beast and I wanted to try it. So. Yeah. Niche me your food.
I saw a good question in the chat there, Philip. Somebody asked, what do you guys think about making designs in the Olympics?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know Olympics is obviously trademarked, but you could make designs about Olympic sports, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so, but I would be careful. I would be careful with using any keywords at all that are related to it.
Yeah.
Same with the football trend right now. You can make designs for countries, but I would never put football in the listing, or I wouldn't put 2024 on the listing. Like anything that gets too close, don't use the tournament's name, obviously. Don't use the Olympics.
Don't use the rings, the Olympic rings, or any logos or anything like that.
Yeah, the teams, they have their own logos. Don't use that. You can use generic flags, right? The flags of the country are fine, but not. Don't try and get tricky with the keywords. I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I did an archery one with AI for design with Detour with the. I think it had the United States flag in the background and like a silhouette of an archer, whatever. And I've sold a bunch of those already, and it's not even Olympic time. So
cool.
Yeah, that's another thing you probably shouldn't put onto your listing because it's a human tragedy.
Yep, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Stay away
Anything related to war, just stay away from it.
What about political stuff? Have you guys been? I used to do political, but now I stay away from it just because I really don't know if what's good or what's not.
I used to do. Sorry, go ahead, Mike.
I like political. I like political niches. I haven't jumped into the the convicted felon one.
Yeah.
But if I were, because I think convicted felon has a pending trademark, so technically it's safe. But I'm just staying away. If I were to jump into it, I would be like, I'm voting for the outlaw. I would use like outlaw or just felon or something like that. But what I have been doing for the political niche is making designs, but I put them on my Creative Fabrica shop. So I actually have a shop on Creative Fabrica.
Oh,
and
that's
those
cool.
have been doing really well.
Like you sell the design?
So it's not like trademark.
That's so smart. I haven't thought about doing
so
design.
So now I got a little income coming in from. Yeah, it's pretty easy, the upload process, and yeah.
That's cool.
Someone had a good point here about selling on a non-platform store. So in a Shopify shop, if you have a Shopify store, you don't have anyone policing what you sell. Now, obviously, you shouldn't be selling like drugs or whatever, but I did a podcast with Christian Heidorn. No, not Christian Heidorn. With Chris Heckman, who's got a few Shopify stores, and he says, it's a bit easier to sell things that wouldn't be allowed on marketplaces. And yeah, like the political thing, right? On Amazon, you might get into trouble with some of the political niches like Trump, Biden. But on Shopify, it's whatever. It doesn't really matter.
And I bet you could do parodies a lot better too, because even if some parodies don't go on Amazon, like. So.
Yeah.
Did anyone see the update in Amazon merch? I didn't understand it.
I didn't understand it either. I was trying to wrap my head around that.
I think they just updated their terms and wanted to make them aware of it, but
yeah.
I don't know what they meant.
I read over it a little bit yesterday, and what I gathered from it was specifically updating the terms just in the merch collab section, which is the brand. It's tied into the brand registry and things like that, which is kind of like a sub avenue, I guess, of the broader merch program. Because I don't do that. Are you guys in that program?
I'm in it, but I haven't been able to. I've only tried uploading maybe 2 or 3. Maybe a handful of different designs, and none of mine got accepted. So I'm like,
Really?
I'll do just regular merch because this collab thing's kind of hard. So.
Yeah, I think it was at least what I gathered from it, and I could have been interpreting wrong. It was more the language was just updating some of the terms related to the collab program and the brand registry and how Amazon shares that information. I don't think it applied to just your regular run-of-the-mill merch by Amazon stuff, or at least nothing jumped out at me as like, oh, this is some big change or something like that.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I just got back into my Amazon merch account. It's been suspended for 4 years. How did you get back into it?
Wow. Yeah.
If you could let us know in the chat, that might help other people who get suspended.
Yeah. I like what Mike said, though. It would be nice to get some new products. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know which I would get. What I would.
Yeah. What product would you guys want?
Coffee mug.
Mugs, stickers, hats. Those would be my top 3. Mug, stickers. I do really well with mugs blankets. On Etsy, actually.
Me too.
Blankets, another good one. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, TeePublic just released hats. I'm gonna do a video. They just sent me a hat.
Oh, nice.
So they're doing hats now too.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm surprised merch hasn't added a lot more products. You think it would be an easy thing for them to do?
What's the best selling type of niche in Germany? I don't know what's the best selling, but to the second question, do you see the difference between the American and German market? There's definitely a difference.
Huge for me.
It's different cultural interests, and although a lot of people speak English and English designs can sell, obviously some of the top sellers will be German text, right? But I mean, if you want to look for the best-selling niche, you can just go on the marketplace and sort by lowest BSR, or you can try any of the research tools which show you that ordered by BSR, and you can filter by marketplace.
Do you guys do that? Do you just focus on US, or do you sometimes go and look at the BSRs of other markets and try and make a dent there?
I usually don't know.
I don't either. Just US.
Focus on US because it's so much. Like the difference is huge. Like I get 2 or 3 on other marketplaces, but then I get like 100 or something on US.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's how. Well, UK, I do quite well in the UK as well. But
that makes sense because you're in the UK. Yeah.
Besides that, it's typically been the same for me, where Germany, France, Italy, Spain, they're all getting like 1 sale a day or 2 sales a day. But since testing this Tomas method, I've used it on all markets and done test campaigns, and Germany's working the best for some reason.
Oh, okay.
And
I'm excited for this Tomas thing that you're gonna show us all how to do.
Yeah. Well, you can see it already in the server. The video might still take a while, but I've never done specific research for Germany. It just so happens that some of the designs that were selling like once a day, those with ads are now selling 20 times a day.
Whoa, that's huge. I would love
Big
that to
jump.
be
I
on any
wonder-
marketplace.
So it's worth at least trying it with some of your best sellers on each market.
Yeah.
Okay, I
That's
need to
what
get
I
into it. That's it. That's my goal this year.
I wonder if that's because there's less bid competition on the foreign advertising markets. Do you think that could
makes
be it,
sense.
Philip? Like you're getting, I mean, you could be getting like optimum placement because
Yeah,
it's
nobody
just
else
a
is doing it.
fraction of, I don't know, you're probably the only person I know personally that actually runs ads on the German market. I know people do it, but not like the US market, you know?
There is a bit of a community of German sellers for sure, but in the big picture, I'm guessing most people that have merged, no matter which country they're from, they're focused on the American one also with their ads. So I'm guessing that some of the broad niches in Germany probably have less ad competition than the American ones. So it's worth considering doing Tomas method right now.
Nice. That's going to be a t-shirt.
Okay, I think we're going to end it here. Thanks to everyone who joined. It's been very fun.
This is awesome.
Great.
We
Still got 130 people watching, which is amazing. Thanks for everyone
Yeah.
who stuck around to the end.
We got to go get some burrito tacos now or something.
Yeah. I've not eaten yet today, so you've definitely made me hungry.
That's where I'm going.
Except they don't exist. It's hard to find tacos around here, man.
Oh, man.
Anyway, thanks for everyone who joined. I hope you enjoyed this. This video will go onto my channel, I think, so you can like rewatch it if you missed it. And let us know in the comments if you want to see more of this. Actually, let's do that just before we end it. If you want to see more of these live streams,
thumbs up or something. What do you do?
Yeah, hit the like,
put a
guys.
1. That's like the easiest thing, right? Just put a 1 in the chat if you
1.
enjoyed this and want to see more.
1.
I think it's a bit of a delay on this.
Oh,
no.
That makes sense.
And then we'll try and do another one in a couple of weeks or so.
And maybe put more questions on what you want us to talk about, right?
Yeah, exactly. Questions for next time. That's another thing.
It doesn't have to be print on demand questions. It could be personal.
Yeah, it could be personal questions. It could be topics we discussed
questions
at the beginning. More food questions.
Oh, look at all those ones. Holy cow.
Yeah,
a lot of ones.
That Michael looks a bit like Steve-O.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah.
Do you get that?
I've gotten that before.
Have you gotten that? Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's lots of ones, which I'm happy to see. Has anyone ever seen a live stream in POE? I don't know if this
Corgi designs ever die. No, they'll never. I was there.
always selling. All right. Thanks to everyone, and thanks to you guys as well. All the YouTube channels will be in the description down below.
Nice.
If you're new to these, guys, definitely check them out. Really good content. And Adam and Mike have very small channels, or relatively small channels compared to us two. So they definitely deserve more attention. They create really good content. So check them out. They're good guys. All right. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you hopefully in another episode at some point.
See you guys.
Bye, guys. Thanks a lot.
Awesome. Have a good weekend.
Bye-bye.